understand. I have a small idea. That idea, I want to convert it to a product, and after that I want to sell it in the market and establish my own business. The business incubators are always going to provide you all these supports. That is the objective of having an incubator. Okay. Then support the acquisition of business knowledge, facilities that raises the necessary of finance. For example, I have a big idea. I want to do something in a large quantity because my idea requires a large together money. Can you expect an individual person like a student or maybe a faculty to invest for it? May not be. But an institution can afford it. For example, there's some research I'm doing, some market testing I need to do. For that I require at least 10 lakh rupees of money. As an individual person or as a faculty who really want to do that particular innovation, really cannot focus or really cannot afford that amount. But an institution can do it. A body can do it. Either it may be public body or a private body. Can really support. That's the objective of having maybe like incubators. It introduces entrepreneurs to a business network. Yes, I have some idea. I have a product, but I don't know how to sell it, how to market it, how to go and approach it. Is there any exhibitions happening in that particular maybe like field? I may not be knowing, but an incubator is always going to support you and provide you the networking, that is relationship building. Oh, exactly, where exactly the product will be sold. Example, the gold will have its value with the goldsmith. Please understand. The same gold, if you keep it in the market, nobody recognizes it as a gold. Please understand. Similarly, your idea need to be maybe like exhibited in one of the best places. Your idea need to go to the right person. Who will do that? That is called as a business incubators will do it. These are all maybe like what we call it as going to always reduce the failures of maybe like your ideas or startups. So for that, business incubators are very, very important. Okay. Any business, okay, they reduce the cost and risk. Say example, as a businessman or maybe like as a maybe young entrepreneur or as a faculty or a student, okay, we have a lot of ideas. But unless we don't have an incubator facility, it is too difficult for us to achieve. Okay, the incubators are always going to reduce the cost and risk. Okay, so that you can focus only on your idea and convert that idea into a business. Okay, so whenever we have any kind of maybe like what we call it as business incubators, they always increase the chance of survival. As I told you, the incubator, what you see in the picture as a baby, the chance of survival is very high because there is something called as support. It may be in terms of oxygen, in terms of any other requirements. Similarly, incubator always works as that kind of protecting shield for your business, where they provide financial and non-financial requirements. Okay, they help you to be a part of major industrial restructuring. Today, there is a Tata Institute is there. Have you heard about Ford groups? Henry Ford's, there is an NGO is there which supports young entrepreneurs. If example, I need 20-25 lakh rupees of the money, I can write to a maybe like a Ford maybe institution or Ford group where the Ford is going to look for my business idea. If they feel it is sustainable, feasible, it's going to benefit the society, they don't even mind to sponsor that amount. IITs, IIMs, EDI, that is Entrepreneurship Development Institutes. Okay, there are a lot of bodies are there which really support us for these kind of maybe like what we call it as incubation requirements. Okay, that is what we call it as the objective of maybe like what we call it as business incubators. Yes, when we talk about maybe like very important incubators in India, I'm talking to maybe like for all the faculties, students, okay, it's very important that these are all the bodies which really support for entrepreneurs or institutes or colleges like you and me. Are you able to get the point? It may be a Dayanand Sagar, it may be a Christ University. Anybody can take a support of these particular person or maybe like institutes, irrespective of maybe like whether you where you are, whether you are a student or maybe you are a faculty. These maybe bodies are going to support. For example, Innovation Entrepreneurship, SINE. Okay, it is nothing but okay, Society for Innovation, maybe like Innovation and maybe like Entrepreneurship. That is a body from the IIT where they have supported for more than 1,500 crore rupees of this support has given to the all India more than 6,000 entrepreneurs. That is SINE. SINE is very, very big body which is going to provide high level of support for technical entrepreneurs. Please understand. We call it as technopreneurs we call. Are you able to understand? See example, engineers, they want to develop a new software. They want to make something new hardware. They want to introduce some new machine. They want to develop a drone. Okay, they are into these kind of technical or medical equipments. These are all maybe like technical requirements. Okay, SINE is always going to provide that support. as we have IIT Delhi's technology business incubators where they convert that particular technology to a business idea. Okay, as well as maybe Kerala we have Techno Park. Okay, that is called a TBI, Technology Business Incubator. Okay, where the Kerala government has supported, as well as there is a separate body is there in the name of TBI, which provides a young entrepreneurs. A small state like a Kerala is able to build one of the very reputed institute called as TBI today. Okay, to develop the young entrepreneurs. Okay, are you able to get the point? Startup village again from the Kerala. Okay, and Indian Angel Network. Please understand, if you have any business ideas, I'm going to provide you that link. Okay, if you have any kind of business ideas, always look for investors, angel investors. There are thousands of people who are ready to invest for your ideas. For you and me, 10 lakh rupees and 20 lakh rupees look a big amount, but not for an investor. It is a small amount for them. They are looking for the best ideas. They don't even mind investing 30, 40, 50 lakh rupees or 1 crore rupees. And Bangalore is the biggest hub of angel investors in the entire country. Are you able to understand? Bangalore, you are in a Bangalore. You're fortunately your institute and my institute is in Bangalore. And Bangalore is a place where it is a hub of angel investors. You can find up thousands of investors in Bangalore who are ready to invest for young ideas, new ideas. Okay? So there is a network called as, please go to these websites, Indian Angel Network, where there is a connectivity, there is a link, there is a network or hub of investors who are looking for a wonderful ideas, who are looking for a better ideas, new ideas. If you have a good idea, if you are able to have a wonderful business plan, they don't even mind to spend. They don't even mind to maybe like what we call a sponsor for your ideas. It may be an individual person like a student, or it may be faculty, or as a maybe like institute, or as a college or a university. Are you able to get the point? So these are all maybe like institutes. We have a maybe like Center for Innovation, Incubation, Entrepreneurship. I am Ahmedabad. Even I am Bangalore also. We have NSRCEL. Okay, Narsingarao, maybe like entrepreneurship cell we have. Okay, so these are all institutes. Maybe like what we'll do, they are all going to support for young entrepreneurs, technical and non-technical entrepreneurs we call. Okay, then Global Speakers Accelerator is the GSF we call. Okay, if you are able to be part of GSF, you just need to be, it's not going to cost anything. If you are just be a part of Global Speakers, maybe like Accelerator, maybe like Federation, GSF is nothing but Global Speakers Federation Accelerator. If you just go to that website, you can enroll yourself, and any kind of speakers or sorry, any kind of maybe angel investors will come there and they talk about their requirement, and you can just maybe like participate there. If somebody wins that particular thing, their company is going to sponsor for it. There is another maybe like website is called like Angel Prime. Angel Prime is again a hub of maybe like investors who really interested to invest 15-20 lakh rupees for a young ideas, new ideas. Need not to be profitable. Please understand. You have anything, a social entrepreneurship in your mind. For example, I want to do something for maybe like tomorrow. Maybe just imagine, okay, we will have a vaccine for maybe like COVID-19. How this particular vaccine is going to reach each and every individual person in the country? I know that whenever it's going to be maybe like vaccine is going to be released, it will first go to tier 1 city, tier 2, tier 3, then it will go to the rural area. But how many people really is able to afford it? How it is going to reach everyone? Can we have any ideas for that? If you have those kind of ideas, yes, people are able to sponsor for it. That is called as Angel Prime. Okay, so these are all lot of things are there which they provide all this support. One thing you need to understand, India is not what it used to be. Today, Indians are quite rich enough to sponsor for lot of US maybe like investors, quite rich enough to sponsor for one of the best maybe like $1 million maybe like what we call ideas. So don't think that okay, we just have idea and we don't have a money, and how can we turn ourselves as an entrepreneur or a businessman? You need not to have money to be a businessman. Please understand. You should have just a good idea and one of the best business plan. What exactly these incubators will provide you? Okay, one is advisory service they provide. As I told you, they are going to tell you whether it's going to work or not. Okay, whether this idea is feasible or not, acceptable or not, actionable or not, measurable or not. financial and accounting requirement. Okay, how much money is required? So many times I have a maybe like idea, but I don't know about money part. They are going to guide us. They are going to help you to get the IPR, intellectual property rights. For example, my own colleague, his surname is Professor Sachin Varghese. Okay, just maybe like 2 months back, he got a maybe like what we call patent for his idea. You know what is his idea? Very simple idea. From the coconut leaf, he has made a straw. From the coconut leaf, he has made it as a straw, and that straw is a pure 100% organic straw he has made, and he has got a patent for it. And today he has got an order from American company for more than 40, maybe like 8 crore rupees. 8 crore rupees worth of order he has got just to provide that straw. He has got a patent for the straw because he has already made a patent for that. So the universities, your colleges can work as incubators and they can provide as intellectual property for you. Are you able to understand? The legality is different, how exactly the sharing will happen and whose name is going to come. Again, it's a different topic that I don't want to connect with that now. Legal assistance. How exactly we can go very legally. How to file the patent. Where exactly we need to file the patent. Should we file the patent for the national level, international level? Okay, how much time it will take? Is there any legal complications are there? That is a maybe like facility the incubators will provide. Developing the marketing activities, sell the product. So many times you could have observed there is something called a Kaveri Emporium. Kaveri Emporium is always going to support the khadi products, support the village industries. Okay, so many times you find the villagers who make one of the best quality, maybe like pots, make one of the best quality aesthetic things. They don't know how to sell it. Like maybe like Kaveri Emporium is going to buy, or khadi village industry is going to buy it and sell it in their outlet. That is the support the incubators or maybe like these cells can provide you. Sales assistance, how to sell the product, how to market the product. So lot of benefits are there which the maybe like the incubators really can do it. Okay, are you able to understand? Incubators is as equivalent as you have another 100 hands. If you have one best or good incubator, if you are able to get, it is as equivalent as you have another 100 heads, 100 hands. So most of your works can be easily reduced. As I told you, there is a list called as Angel List. Please maybe like you can Google it. There is a website called as Angel List website. If you go there, you find a list of wonderful, very big angel investors who are ready to invest for your ideas. Their phone numbers of those investors, their profile, their LinkedIn profile, everything is connected. If you have any idea, you can just connect with them and they are going to support you wholeheartedly. If it is acceptable, they reply you that please meet us. If it is not acceptable, they say that where you need to improve. Both are going to be beneficial for you. Please understand. If they accept it, that is great, wonderful. Otherwise, if they give a comment, that is much more valuable than what they accept. Why? Because their comments are very valuable because it's going to improve your ideas. Are you able to get the point? Understand? Ma'am, how much time we have, ma'am? Shalini, ma'am?
Hello, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
So we started by 10:45, no, sir. So I think there, sir, you can continue for.
We have a time, right?
Yes, sir.
Can we handle questions now or maybe at the later, ma'am?
So I think another 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, you can start the question answer session.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
This till now, whatever I discussed, it is mostly for students or mostly for young entrepreneurs. Okay, that is what we call it as innovation, entrepreneurship, or maybe like incubators. Why I'm talking to you today, it is not just maybe like I want to maybe like give you that information. It is just want to motivate you. One thing you need to please understand, whether you come from the urban area or rural area as a students, never hesitate, okay, to dream big. That is very, very important. Please try to dream big and chase your dreams. Very, very important is chase your dreams. Sundar Pichai was not used to be a Google CEO 35 years back. Are you able to understand? Got it? Have you heard the name of maybe like Arunachalam Muruganathan? Padman. You could have watched a movie called as a Padman from Akshay Kumar. That movie is based on the person called as Arunachalam Muruganathan from the Tamil Nadu. The person who started to manufacture pads. Okay, by understanding the requirement of the maybe like people, and today is called as a great social entrepreneur. Okay, so it is very very important that you should have just idea and chase your ideas. Don't really hesitate for money. Don't really hesitate for other supports. That lot of people are there who are able to support you. So start thinking about those things, not only about getting a job. Okay, please understand. I'm not telling that it's wrong, but never have, if you have any ideas, never do allow it to die. What happens to your childhood dreams? So many times I dreamt that I want to be a doctor. Okay, first my dream was in my life when I used to when I used to go in a bus, I always decided at the age of 5 or 6 I will become a bus driver. But today I'm not a driver. Similar way, you could have dreamt a lot of things at the age of 2021. You could have thought that by seeing some maybe like entrepreneurs, by big businessmen, you could have thought that I also need to become like that. But really you are dreaming seriously for it. That is very important. So please focus on your ideas and need not to worry about opportunities. There's an ample of opportunities are there. You are in a Bangalore, please understand. And Bangalore is a hub for upcoming startups. There are thousands of startups are there, okay, who are really doing well in Bangalore. And lot of angel investors are there, companies are there who are ready to invest for your ideas. Okay. Yes, next it is very important for universities, colleges, especially for faculties. Okay, that is what we call it as national innovation, okay, and startup policy, okay, which is launched in 2016 from the Ministry of Human Resource Development. What is the agenda of this particular entire maybe like what we call it as NISP, that is National Innovation and Startup Policy, is to support the institutes, faculties and students, especially with facilities in terms of money, especially the facilities in terms of maybe like any kinds of consultancy, so that they can turn themselves as an entrepreneurs. Please understand, we hold a bigger responsibility as a university or as a college, as an education institute. Please understand, what is that? Teaching, research, consultancy. These are all three important aims of any faculty, any teacher who's teaching for a college or higher education. So teaching is very important for us. Immediately teaching, we need to have a second one, that is research, then consultancy. So it is going to focus more on research and consultancy, please. Okay. So what it says, these are all some maybe like points I have charted out from the entire book of more than 450 pages. It is National Innovation and Startup Policy. From that very important point, I'm going to just tell so that maybe like everybody will understand what exactly the importance of this particular policy. Okay. So the entrepreneurial agenda should be responsibility of a senior person at the level of dean or director or equivalent position to bring the required commitment and must be well understood by the higher authorities. A person who holds this position called an entrepreneurship cell head or innovation cell head, the person should really connect with either dean or a director or a person who has one of the best knowledge in that area and interest. They should take this kind of responsibilities. That is very very important. Okay, then only the particular cell is going to work really well. Then only the cell can really progress. Okay. And minimum 1% fund of the total annual budget of the institution should be allocated for funding and supporting innovation startups related activities. That is the requirement of AICT, and this particular policy says that minimum 1% of the fund should be allocated for any kind of maybe like entrepreneurship requirement or innovation requirement that can be called as innovation fund. Very important. It is a minimum. Nobody restricts that you should not go beyond that. Okay, but a minimum 1% is a fund we require. Okay, the strategy should involve raising funds from diverse sources. Please understand. Nobody says that okay, don't go outside. There is public bodies are there, private bodies are there. AICT can support you. You can just maybe like write to the AICT for any kind of grant, and the AICT can approve it and they can provide you the grant. You can write to IIM. You can write to IITs. Okay, you can write to private bodies like EDI, Entrepreneurship Development Institutes. You can write to Indian Institute of Entrepreneurship. Okay, These are all certain bodies are there, okay, which is going to support the institutes for raising funds. Okay, so it may not be that only the university or a college has to spend a sponsor for this particular innovation bodies or innovation cells. They can even take a grant from any external bodies, companies, okay, corporates can really invest in this. Okay, that is very very important. Whenever you talk about incubation or innovation cells, there should be a tie-up with some kind of corporate bodies, some other institutions. Then only it's going to work. It says that institute may also raise funds through sponsorship and donation, as I already told you. Okay. Then institutions should develop and implement innovation and entrepreneurship strategies and policies for the entire institute, where it covers the various centers, departments, faculties within institutes. Okay, that is very very important. Where innovation cell cannot work only with the support of some management department, only with the support of one particular department. Cannot happen like that, because we don't know where the entrepreneurs are. They may be sitting in the class of BCA first year, they may be in the MBA class final year, they may be in the BBA class, they may be studying some other. We do not know. So there is always an equal opportunity to be given to all the students. So it is very important that it has to take a support of various centers, departments, faculties within the institutes, so that it can become very very effective, and it's going to become very very prominent in the particular institute. And this is why our managed, or maybe like put it in the red. Why? Because it is very very important. Pre-incubation facilities may or may not be separately registered entity. Please understand, whenever you make any kind of incubation center, you need not to register under any kind of government body. But they say that incubation cum technology commercialization unit name should be established. Very important. And should become a separate entity. And it should be registered under the Section 8 of Companies Act 2013 or society. Then only you are able to get certain grants. Otherwise, they may not accept it. Okay, whether it is maybe a college or it may be any education institute, they have to register under that. Then only you are going to get one particular ID, and then through that only you are able to expect any kind of grant, not to avoid some kind of maybe like what we call it as malpractices, not to avoid certain kind of unethical activities. The government has brought this so that they can make that particular institute to register under this particular name, so that they can understand how many maybe like institutes are there, units are there. So according to that they can plan for the granting. Okay, that is very important. And whoever is a student who are under the incubation or pursuing the entrepreneurial ventures should be allowed to use their address in the institute. See, example, I need a place where I can do some research. There is something called innovation cell is required. Very importantly, I need to have a separate place. So as a university, as an education institute, it is very important that you should have your own maybe like center or a place where you can really provide a support for the student. Okay. And second, it says that students, entrepreneurs should be allowed to sit for the examination even if there is attendance is less than the minimum permissible percentage, with the due permission from the institute if they are really working for some kind of projects, not for everyone. Please understand. It says that, AICT says that, okay, if any kind of ideas are there, okay, for a student, if they are working for any project, that they have to support as an institute. Okay, not only for a student, even for faculties can take the breaks during their semester. It may be a sabbatical or unpaid leave, okay, for working for startups, and they can come back for any kind of training facility. For example, Indian Institute of Management always give a training for entrepreneurship requirement. Okay, these are all maybe like supports, maybe like mentioned in what we call it as Indian innovation and startup policies. Okay, if any faculty or staffs hold any kind of managerial position for more than 3 months in a startup, they can go for sabbatical leaves. Okay, they can take a leave in order to understand and learn a better way. Okay, so this
Sir,
is what
Srinivas sir?
Yes, ma'am. We have
Yes, we have another 8 minutes left out, so I
yes,
think
as
we
I
can
told you,
take up
sorry,
the question answers from the student.
Yeah, I'll just take 30 seconds. Yes, I want to. This was very large and very huge thing what we are
I know,
discussing.
sir. Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
So we cannot cover everything. This may be the last slide for me. Yes, you have any questions? Maybe like because I did not
They can
see.
use a chat box. They can type their question in the chat box.
Yeah, there are more than 88 questions are there. My God.
Quickly you can
have any kind of doubts, please. Need not be only students, with maybe like even faculties. If you have anything, maybe like you want to suggest, or you want to have any kind of maybe like just any kind of maybe like you have any maybe like queries, you can ask, so that maybe like if I know, I'm going to reply you. Otherwise, I just may takes few time maybe like, and after that I'm going to reply back. Okay, some student has, Mr. Uday Kumar has asked one question, that sir, what about the state and central government regulations? Okay, see, whenever AICT is there, it's a all India maybe like for a central body. So as a maybe education institute, you work under AICT. So AICT has equal and similar norms for all the maybe like what we call it as higher education institutes, who comes under technical maybe like education institutes, maybe MCA, MPA, these all come under technical. So automatically it's going to have a similar kind of maybe like what we call the policies, or same policies, where there is a very less maybe like what we call the intervention from the state government. The MHRD, when it is giving the guidelines, okay, UGC when it gives the guidelines, AICT it gives the guidelines, it is for the entire country, for all the higher education institutes. Okay.
Sir, can you please name that institution which will sponsor for the startups?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I will just do one thing.
You were just
Dr. Shalini, ma'am, I will reply with what are the institutes are there which is going to sponsor with the link and website. I will just make one small PPT and I'll share the
Okay,
same.
sir. Yes, sir. We can share it with our students also.
I can just share it to you, and you can just share it with the student. That's what
Yes,
we
sir.
want.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Any more questions?
Ashwini, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, we can just propose a vote of thanks. Our speaker is there today with us. So, sir, thank you so much from my side, and a formal vote of thanks, Professor Ashwini Basavaraj will be delivering.
Thank you.
Ma'am?
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I, Professor Ashwini Basavaraju, Faculty of Department of Commerce and Management, Dhananand Sagar College of Arts, Science and Commerce, would like to propose a vote of thanks on behalf of Incubation and Innovation Cell. First, I extend a thankful note in absentia to our beloved Chairman Dr. D. M. Chandrasagar, Vice Chairman Dr. Prem Chandrasagar, and our Honorable Secretary Sri Kaliswamy for providing us the online platform for conducting the webinars. I extend my thanks to our resource person, Dr. Srinivas VK, for accepting our invitation. Thank you very much, sir. Your words of wisdom has illuminated our minds, and your focus points on innovation and entrepreneurship. Think big to understand small things in the market, and 4 P's of innovation, business incubation, and we have to think that baby is our idea. So, and also you have discussed about top 10 incubators in India. So thanks a lot, sir. Thank you very much for your valuable information. I hope even the faculties have taken the most of the important information from this webinar, as well as the students. Now I thank our principal, Dr. Nagaraj Shanai, for motivating us to conduct such programs. I thank our IQSC coordinator, Professor Gurunath, for supporting us. I thank our HODs, Professor Mugesha BN and Dr. Supla Podar, for their unconditional support and encouragement. I thank Professor Dharmendra sir for the entire technical support which has been assisted. Thank you very much, sir. I thank all the faculty members of DSCSC for their cooperation. I must mention my deepest gratitude and heartfelt thanks for the Incubation and Innovation Cell members. Thank you one and all. And my special thanks to Dr. Shalini Suresh, Head of Incubation and Innovation Cell, for initiating this webinar, and Professor Vidya Shri for coordinating with me. My special thanks to all the participants who have joined the webinar and interacted. Thank you once again.
Yes, ma'am. We have another 3 minutes. Just last maybe like 1 minute I will take. Okay. One student has asked one question, that while visiting the pitch or any startup scene, it is a real experience that I have heard that the startup valleys usually like candidates and ideas coming from bigger and reputed universities. Yes, Mr. Uday Kumar, I'm not denying your maybe like words. Yes, there may be a chance that okay, reputed universities always have upper hand. Okay, but need not to be that every entrepreneurs who are successful today or who have started their business, they are not from IIM only. Show me the data where how many IIM students have started their own maybe like business or they are very successful. But most of the entrepreneurs, whatever you have seen, they all come from the normal colleges and universities or from the normal maybe like family only. So in order to have a high level of maybe like a business family background or a person need to be rich or who has to come from the reputed university. The chances are there not only here, everywhere it is a scenario is like that. But one thing is there, until unless you are creative, knowledgeable, you have that kind of zeal towards doing something great, I don't think anybody can stop you. Okay. Yes, I would like to thank Dr. Shalini ma'am, Ashwini ma'am, and for the entire IQAC cell, principal, dean of your maybe like or director of your institute for giving me this opportunity. It's a wonderful session. Sorry, I would like to ask sorry why, because there was some technical glitch and because of that there was some interruption. Okay, thank you very much, and I would like to give these kind of seminars whenever it's possible for you. I hope I have done some kind of sense to the students and as well as for the faculties. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. We have got a lot of insights about innovation and incubation from today's session, and thank you all the participants on behalf of Incubation and Innovation Cell for an overwhelming response what we received today. Thank you all, and have a good day.
Thank you very much, ma'am.